Okay, so this video is not for kids. Update. Things I've learned from the coronavirus. Both mainstream and YouTube media is reporting that the numbers are going up in the States. However, if that's happening, it means that U.S. we're having a better control of it, per se. There was that incident in San Diego where the CDC accidentally let somebody loose. But other countries are working on this. They're putting a lot of effort. I don't count on China to do anything right. But the coronavirus will cause sterilization and kidney disease. Um, Not quite sure what's going on with China. If they did release it, apparently the upper echelon, I don't know if this is a plan to get rid of communism or if this is for the New World Order. All I know is it's a very disturbing situation. So that I just want to go ahead and get off. I could probably sit there and say Stephen Hicks hammer, all this other stuff. Things I want to just say is we should probably go ahead as the United States. Just first off, anyone holding Chinese citizenship should not be owning property or going to college in the United States universities. That is how they're spies and all that. If they are a member of the Chinese Communist Party, again, they should not own property in the United States or going to our colleges. They should be banned. Because the Chinese policy is you're supposed to spy on the Americans and steal their technology. No American company should hire them. And we need to put a ban on them. We need to make sure politicians who do business go to jail. We need to tell people like LeBron James, stop doing business with these people. Shaq was right. Good old Shaquille O'Neal. And I used to like LeBron James, except for his pro-China message. I don't like him. And it's not me saying that, no, I just think we should not buy his shoes. We should not support him or any of those players. I understand if you're protesting a flag, that's great. But if I ever find out you're supporting a country that is against the Constitution, I will, with my brain and with enough influence, just destroy your career. Better yet, hopefully get the authorities on you. I'm talking about putting an end to communism as a whole. It has never worked. Socialism has never worked. And you have people saying, oh, it works. It does not. Sweden is not socialist. They're not communist. The concept that I bust my ass off, I pay my taxes, yes, that's money I pay my taxes to the government. It's supposed to go for me. But the fact that my money is going to somebody who is not an American, not a citizen, and it goes to somebody else really bothers me. All right? We have black communities without money. And the money that was supposed to go to them has never gone to them. Being ran by certain political parties. Mostly the left, who owns most of these areas. And somehow they need billions of dollars to fix themselves. I don't think it's good. I think, the certain parties have abandoned their constituents. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to put down the left, people who are liberal or people who are right. But we need to ask ourselves, we need to do is we need to make a statement as a group at whole that the politicians work for us. We have starving Americans. We have homeless vets. It's out of control. The suggestion of let the homeless just sleep anywhere with, needles and all that, that's got to change. If they have heroin or methamphetamine, get them off the street, for one. Keep them from coming anywhere near the general public. If they got to be housed and forced to do menial work for the state of California, it could save us a lot of money. But they can no longer to be in charge of their finances unless they get like 7 years clean. And people are like, oh, that's messed up, that's wrong. And I'm like, until you've been the victim or you've been around addicts and you've dealt with addict behavior, those people don't have free will. They're controlled by their addiction. And it's not a good idea that we have to suffer because of their actions when they go into fiend mode. Now, where is this going? We've had situations in San Francisco where people are hurling feces. In LA, you have people stabbing with needles. These are very dangerous situations. HIV. California specifically has a very bad problem. I think the people who own PrEP, who own it, need to go to jail. I feel that they bribed their politicians in the state of California to make it no longer felony to knowingly give someone HIV without their consent. And I demand, and I will get a petition to audit, to file a lawsuit against PrEP for bribing these politicians, to get these politicians I mean, it's a biological weapon. The situation with the coronavirus, that's even scarier. The situation in China is their population is going to just go down. I don't know what's going to happen. The CCP is running out of options. Their market manipulation, it's just going to get worse. And the world's reaction is going to be a hard no. For all the years they've messed over people, they're going to have to face the music. Like, your party is going down hard. You stupidly decided to create a bioweapon and you had an accident with it. The fact that you're creating a bioweapon and it just goes without saying is very scary. Now, Russia, I can't get them off the hook because they did the same thing. But I think even the Russians know, like, we shouldn't do this unless it's our last option and our country is being nuked. China, on the other hand, they're ambitious, greedy, power-hungry, dirty in what they do. The CCP is a bunch of dirty individuals. Every one of them. Nobody likes the Chinese tourists from mainland because when they go around, they are rude. They piss in places. They take a dump in a trash can, not a bathroom. They are rude and pushy. They are chain smokers and they cough over everything. And I am not here to sit there and say, oh, all the Chinese people are bad. I'm saying the majority, what I've seen in other countries, is Chinese tourists are rude. Really rude. And they are taught this by the CCP. They've been taught by the CCP to go ahead and be rude. And this land, everything belongs to us. And we will kill those American imperialists. America is not imperialist. We're destroyers. If you are living in another country and your country is telling you that our country is imperialistic, listen to what I'm going to say to you. We're not imperialists. We're not conquerors. We're destroyers. And every time you want to strike at us, we will go toe to toe. That's how freaking nuts we are. We're that crazy ex-Amber Heard girlfriend you don't want to mess with. We'll give you MRSA. Now, enough with that rant. But to the people that are under and forcibly stuck in the CCP's evil control, I'm hoping that you are able to rise up and to push Xi Jinping and his group of thugs out of the way. Here in California, I hope we can take a step and go after Chinese companies and Chinese properties, because what they've done is they've attacked us threefold. Theft of our intellectual property, the rise in price of real estate. No one could own a house. They did that on purpose. And then finally introducing carfentanil, the opiate epidemic. I think it's time we treat them like they treat themselves. And if we find an official, that's doing this, organ harvest. I know it sounds messed up, but once they get a taste of their own medicine, they kind of back down. And people are like, we cannot be like them. No, but whatever they dish out, most people who are cool, whatever they dish out, usually can't handle what they dish out once it's given back to them. And those who can scare the shit out of me because they're probably a psychopath or they're a sociopath. They feel nothing or they get their thrills another way. That's me on my basic. All right? So I will say this. I hope the citizens, I hope the people, not the Communist Party, screw them. I hope the people that are stuck in China and the Wuhan and Hubei are okay. But I am very worried about them. And the situation with the CCP, we need to punish them around the world. They need to get their nose slapped. They need to get their dick punched. They need to feel the pain. They need to understand enough is enough with your imperialistic and ambitions. You have crossed the line by violating other people's sovereignty. You're not God. We will put you down. Once they get that message, we can truly breathe a fresh sense of air. This is just, we need to do something about them now. I live in America. I don't like when someone says, well, you said something mean about China. And I say, well, if you're not pro-American, I'll get you on the un-American activities list. I think we can utilize, as a country, Guantanamo Bay for some of these people that are siding with China and violating our national security. Hell, I hope we utilize it. I mean, if we went hard on Al-Qaeda, why not the Communist Party? I mean, just to say, let the Chinese Communist Party get a little taste of what we can do. They've got this vindication that it's okay because the U.S. hurt them back in whatever. Look, the Boxer Rebellion, we don't know what the hell's going on. And no, the Communist Party was not established during the Boxer Rebellion for China. I'm sorry, but you fools weren't around. And we owe you nothing. And on top of that, it was the Chinese Nationalist Revolutionary Army that actually did most of the damage to the Japanese imperialistic army, not the communist. You guys sucked. Now, after the whole thing, some of them went over to the Communist Party. Fine, whatever. But communist China did not score a victory. And the United States are the ones who put down Japan, ultimately with 2 bombs. And you guys want to attack us, try to destroy us from the inside. Well, cough, cough. Enjoy that cough. I hope the top members get it. As for the people who are in the lower end, I pray for you. I hope you guys manage to rise up and get rid of these leaders. I just don't think it's fair that everyone's safety is at the hands of the CCP. And I think we need to cut off their hands. Anyone tied to the CCP needs to be executed for treason in the United States. We used to live like that. We need to bring that back. If we're going to make America great again, we're going to have to get rid of the Chinese Communist Party, who's been infiltrating our system, who's all about instituting segregation. You don't believe me? You look at these people who are Antifa and all that, they're funded by the CCP. And if that ain't a wake-up call, I don't know what is. But they definitely don't want people of color to rise up. They definitely don't want people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual. They kill them. Look at TikTok. Chinese ran. If you still think communism is good, then think about why the fact they banned disabled, queer, and other groups. I'm giving you a heads up. The CCP is not good. If we're going to defeat the coronavirus, we can now use it to our advantage to press against the Chinese and push them out of our territories. They have no business being in the Indian Ocean. They have no business owning a swath. The South China Sea, we shouldn't even call that. We should just call it the Indo-Pacific Sea and just rename it. And they have no business being near the Philippines. They have no business being near Vietnam or any of those other countries. They do not own Taiwan. And to the NBA, I will always, always flip you guys the middle bird. Because, let's be honest, you want to suck China's D? You'll be sucking on a bullet. If I get the chance, I'll make sure you guys are held for treason. Because I will get a petition signed that the owners of the NBA will basically be arrested for treason. No more marketing to China. Even Hollywood needs to pay. The hypocrites of Hollywood, If Ricky Gervais wasn't a wake-up call, then I don't know what is. But I know Tom Hanks, and I got a feeling after watching that video, reading his body language, everything told me he knows something about what's going on with this Weinstein and Epstein and all this other stuff. And I would never talk bad about Tom Hanks. He seems like a great guy. But his body language was disturbing. I don't know what he's up to. And I'm not going to sit here and make an accusation, accuse him of something, because I don't know the story. But his body language scares me because it seems like he knows something. Or he may be involved in something. I don't know the extent. Maybe he's blackmailed to a point where he has to keep his mouth shut. We don't know. All I do know is the look on his face versus the one of the guy who played Kylo Ren, who's laughing his ass off, tells you he knows something. And I am not going to sit here and not forget about it. But, I'm not going to sit here and make a false accusation. So, Tom Hanks, if you can explain yourself, go for it. I'm not putting you down. I think, I like to know what's going on. But if you can't, fine. I don't expect you to because I don't want to incite anything. Just saying because, it'd be kind of mean on my end and I'd be making something. But I feel like you may know something. Not saying you're involved directly, but you know of something. And maybe you should probably tell people what's really going on. That's it.